worth of information, and I'm going to fly by it. Um, we'll talk about the use of this marketing plan, system, program, education as the conduit to do more real estate business, but primarily to have more conversations with people. This is the number one issue facing seniors today. Now, when I say seniors, keep in mind, this is not only for seniors. The ability to be protected from any type of physical problem, mental problem can happen to anyone at any age. It could be a car accident, right? It could be the onset of any kind of an illness unexpectedly that can force someone to require care at home. Now, I just had two hips replaced, as I said earlier. If my wife was not here, she did everything for me, and I had them replaced 3 months apart. So, there's a period of around 6 to 9 months where it was very difficult for me. So these things happen, and it's always about being at the right place at the right time with the right information that you could spend on someone to get them to hear what you have to say. But if you come from a place of giving, if you come from a place of education and knowledge, backed by a team, backed by support and structure, people will hear what you have to say. So you're looking at this page here that says Friday, April 21st, noon. That was the last session that I had. And it says share this program to achieve a side business income of $30,000 minimum or a lifetime residual income of $50,000 every year without working. And that is after looking at this as perhaps a side hustle. Now, I was never one to really be favorable on side hustles. I come from a 35-year career in financial planning, financial advisory. I've helped people with planning for their retirement, making sure they don't run out of money, making sure that there's enough money to supply for care and to pass their estate effectively and efficiently when it needs to be transferred. Avoiding probate. Let's see, I have people dinging me here. I think they may be having a problem getting in. Yep. So, yeah, pardon me. I have somebody saying that they're having a problem trying to get in, but I don't know why that is. This is recorded, so I'll be able to get it out to them. So the point is, how could we, the more you know about what it is you don't sell, the more you'll sell of what it is you do sell. That's been the way I see this. So knowledge is power, but it's the applied use of that knowledge that'll really help us do more business, attract more people to have conversations with. So let's take a look at this here. We're talking about in-home care marketing, and I spoke with Faith earlier about why she might be interested in this subject matter, and it's because of the same reasons we all are. People are susceptible to, prone to needing care. We'll talk about some statistics. We'll also then talk about what this product and this service is and means, and how you can get involved. It is a compensated plan, which really means that you'll also pick up income from it. And it's pretty cool income because it will pay you not only a initial commission or fee, but it will pay you a lifetime residual income as well. Now, I'm not looking here to have you replace real estate business with this. This is simply a way for you to add this into your marketing toolkit. I think it's one of the best ways for you to do this. I am the complete reverse. I look at real estate as as a byproduct of the work that I do and have done for 35 years with people. So I look at real estate in an opposite way. So please don't go by what I'm saying in that manner. But certainly you can use this program to have conversations that will allow you to learn more about the family, more about the family unit, their needs, whether or not property is appropriate for them, downsizing, right sizing, modifying, and being the advocate for in home care. So we want to help families be prepared for their care, right? Be prepared for your future, but also be prepared for their future um, as well. So here's a little about me again. Um, I founded the Palm Beach Prosperity Group, been over 30 years in estate planning, income producing products, risk management. People come to me to have me advise them and help them with solutions for long-term care, life insurance planning, estate planning, retirement plans, qualified retirement plans. I've had radio shows, I've had agencies, I've recruited, trained, and motivated hundreds of people across 35 years. I do live right now in Delray Beach, Florida. So here are some statistics. 90% of seniors have not planned for future care. Don't go by what I say. Just try to absorb the numbers. They're accurate. You may or may not be one of that 90%. Probably are. Most people have failed to plan. And when we're looking at what are some of the dominant things that people care about, I mean, these hot buttons. So Vanguard did a study on questioning high-end, high net worth people. And these high net worth people have ranked what's most important to them. And you could see in yellow, planning for long-term care by far exceeds every other worry that they have, followed by creating an estate plan and then saving on taxes. Understanding that inflation that we're going through is the cruelest tax of all, always has been and always will. Interesting here is that nowhere here does it say what kind of information they find is important to them about real estate. For some reason, people, I guess, just don't think about real estate as a concern because maybe they feel they already live in a home, so it's not a problem. But I thought this was pretty interesting, and it does prove the fact that planning for one's long-term care is the biggest financial, emotional problem that we face in this country, and we will always face unless we do something about it or help someone. Some more statistics, the probability of needing care. Here it is. If you're 85 and you're a female, it's a 44% chance that you will need long-term care. What is long-term care? Long-term care is really the inability to perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living: eating, drinking, bathing, dressing, continence, toileting, or cognitive impairment, which is an automatic qualifier to go on claim. The statistics you see here are from the the Long-Term Care Institute. So they're sort of slanted from the eyes of insurance carriers that pay for claims when people submit claims. Okay, so that's where that is coming from. Let's talk about the cost of care. Right here on the left side, you'll see monthly median costs. This is 2001 versus 2020, 2021 versus today, current. So just on the left side here, you'll see in-home care, homemaker services. Yes, that's right. It was $5,000 almost, and now it's $5,200 a month. These are national averages. They could be $6,000, they could be $4,000, but it will be somewhere around $5,000 a month. And you need to know people want to stay home, right? So the idea behind what we're talking about today is how to keep people out of nursing homes. People do not want to move. They do not want to leave their family. They want their family and their community that they live in to remain in their life. So if we can help them stay home and we can help them financially, then I think we stand a pretty good chance to have them maintain a quality and dignified living while being able to afford the cost of homeowners association fees, which right now are rapidly increasing above the inflation rate. It really is out of hand, and it's forcing people to do something that they don't want to do, and that is leave their home. It's estimated that in the year 2028, it will be around $6,000 a month. This is just for in-home care. Yes, it could be, you know, 5-day a week care, 7-day a week care. It could be 24-hour care if it is, and that's going to be more than that. But understand that if we're looking at someone that's going to need more than 24-hour care or 24-hour care, they don't belong at home. It's just, they definitely require being in an assisted living facility that you see here in the middle. So understand that. But for the most part, more people stay home. Now, why do they not want to go elsewhere? Well, take a look at what happened um, during COVID. Look at all of the deaths that have taken place that happened to people because they stayed in a facility and they were unguarded and unprotected. So it proves it there again. The best and safest place for anyone to recover is at home. Again, it's a regurgitation of the fees. Here it is. So let's look at where these claims begin. What is a claim? Well, from the long-term care insurance side of things, right? I've written many long-term care policies. When something happens, they complete a claim form. It has to be certified by a physician that that person has the inability to perform two of those six activities of daily living for a period of 90 days or greater. But what you see here is that when they do go on claim, 73% of those claims begin at home. So again, it proves the fact that people will go for home care before they go for assisted living or nursing care. So when a person gets ill, unless they have a massive stroke and something extremely serious, most of the time they recover. Hip replacements, trip and fall, accidents, the number one reason people need care at an elder age. But 3 months later, they're fine. So they go off of claim and they're okay until another event happens. Now, let's shift a little bit and talk about this is all great, Sal. I get it. I mean, it's important to know, but how can I use this? How can I use this to spread the word? How can I put myself in front of a lot of people to talk about this subject matter, not being an expert? And one of the ways to do it, and this was done by a few agents that I worked with me in Texas pre-COVID, I created this flyer, very attractive, and it talks about aging in place with no nursing homes. It's an evolution in senior living. Get the qualified home care that won't force you broke, and get care for 57 cents per hour, which is $95 a month. And it will supply assistance from qualified caregivers, transportation, shopping, cooking, cleaning, you name it. The only thing that it doesn't say is prescription administration or nursing care. But the high majority of people just require someone to help them with these factors. And even as someone that could spend time with them as companions or drive them to the doctor's office or drive them to go shopping. Now it says there's no age limits, there's no medical questions, no doctor referrals, no medical disqualifications. They can live anywhere in this country. There's no exams, no financial questions, and anybody pretty much at any age can enroll and participate in this care program. So a person can be 100 years old and they could take advantage of this program. Now, there are some outs. In other words, there are some exclusions. Really, there's one. And we're going to talk about that as we go forward. Here's another idea for you. I sent this card out. I know other agents have, but I sent this card out, and I think I put some statistics up there on the response. This is a card that I created through Wise Pelican. It's not a lot of money, but you could choose a community, a retirement community. You could use, demographics. Start with by the way, the sweet spot age here is 72. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to talk to seniors at 72 who are real people, who are willing to give you the time, and then also will come to know you are a realtor? Oh, by the way, I'm a realtor, right? Yes. But you see, being a realtor or a real estate agent, it doesn't matter what we call ourselves. We can call ourselves a financial planner, we can call ourselves a lawyer, we can call ourselves anything we want. But are we helping people? And then obviously, they'll come to know what we do best, right? So I sent this card out and I did very, very well. And I'm getting prepared to do it again because I made sales from this program, and it's a very lucrative program, as well as I have now new people to talk to drip on about real estate. And I know whether or not they need to move, want to move, what their medical situation is like that may force them to move. Here's another card that I sent out to Century Village here in Boca Raton, Florida. Okay, I took my face out, I put her pretty face in. Here's the back of the card. And I say this to you because you're welcome to copy this. I send it out to people that join our team here and do this. So I prepare it for them. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is basically produce it or go on Wise Pelican, pay for the service to bail it out. Okay. Here's another card for example. Keep yourself standing. Get the quality care you deserve in your home for $95 a month. Enjoy smart living with in-home care and assistance for $95 a month. And here's the back of the card. I put a QR code here. You can too. It takes them to a video that teaches them about this product and the service. Now, I'm going to play a testimonial because it's great to always hear what I have to say, but there is someone known as Dr. Marion Summers. She's the leading geriatric care specialist in the nation, been interviewed on major television networks, and she has something great to say about true freedom. If you cannot hear it, let me know and I'll stop playing it. Just in the chat box, just write that you can't hear it. Okay, so I guess you could not hear it. Um, so we'll move along, but it's a video. It's Dr. Marion Summers, and she goes on to really talk about true freedom, what it offers, and why it should not be overlooked regarding care planning. Okay. All right. Moving along. Here's a video that once you enroll with us and you want to join us, by the way, there's no cost associated with any of this. I left that part out. There's no fee, there's no monthly fee. You don't have to pay anything. We simply enroll you, you complete an agreement, you learn about the terms and conditions, all of that disclosure stuff, and then you become a representative to be able to join us and offer this program. The way you choose to market it, that's up to you. You can be as creative as you want. However, you do need to run by me how you plan to market and what you are saying. Okay, because there are certain things you just cannot say. But this video here is a cool video. It's you know, it's there for you, and it can become branded at the end with you and your company name. Okay, so you'll receive this. This is available. You can go on YouTube and you can see there are other people that have posted this video, but it explains how this works. Okay, so let's talk about what this is. The product name, the street name, is True Freedom. It allows seniors the freedom to stay home and be cared for at home. And again, it's not necessarily. Yes, I'll share the link to anyone that is interested, Alicia. I think you're referring to the video link, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. Yep. So the True Freedom is a nationwide home care plan. It is highly rated, began in 2008. I know the founders, they know me. They've asked me to kick it off in the real estate vertical, which is what I've done. I've had to take some time off from doing it, but I'm back. So here we are again, more statistics. Department of Health and Human Services reports 70% of seniors. I'm a senior. Are you a senior? You could be a senior at 55 and you can get like free ice cream at a movie theater. Anyway, two primary reasons seniors end up needing care. As I said, the number one reason actually is trip and falls. And I don't know what happens, but people's legs give out. And the second one that happens is memory, cognitive issues. We're seeing this pop up at younger and younger ages. So, what would happen if you suddenly needed assistance preparing meals with dressing, bathing, hygiene? Who would you turn to? Who would this woman turn to? Who would be able to clear their schedule? I know that Faith and I spoke about this earlier, to clear their schedule and immediately stop everything they're doing and provide 24/7 care. It just is impossible. People lose their jobs. And there's statistics that now show how much work is not being done and how much loss of business is occurring at companies from people and their families that can no longer stay there because they have to take care of their loved ones. So when people get sick, and I know this for a fact, I'm 67, will be 68. My mom is 99. She'll be 100 in December. And I say will be because she will be, because she's healthy, believe it or not. So, and she lives in independent care, independent living. She lives on her own, but doesn't mean she did not look like this gentleman at one time in a facility, because she did. But she wanted to get out of there in the worst way. She wanted to be home. Wouldn't you? So if that's the answer, then this program is perfect for everyone. By the way, we sold them a home, right? At one point, maybe, or maybe plan to. Well, did we put them in the home so that they could sell it again out of desperation? And we had no participation in the thought process? Did we come from a place of taking or giving when we sold that home? Do we not care? Or do we look at it and say, well, I want them to sell their house, so I make another commission? So we need to really think about those things, I think. Again, this program has no medical underwriting. What does that mean? They do not have to answer or will be asked any medical questions. They could be at any age. It could be a 40-year-old. It could be a 103-year-old. They can tap into the available networks that are participating with True Freedom, and they're the biggest ones in the country, available in every state, no matter where they live. Some may be a little bit more difficult to try to line some care up, but there's a contractual agreement. 78 hours is the maximum. Care is usually sent out within 24 to 48 hours. They have choices of the service that they would like. It's called a field issue contract that they engage in with you. It's one page and really just describes how this works and how much they chose to enroll and at what level. And there's no health triggers, which means they could be sick. They could be taking medication. They could be ill. They could have a problem. However, there will be an exclusion that will not allow them to participate. And there's only one. So we call it True Freedom because it's simple and it really is true freedom. And there are many testimonials and videos that once you join us, you could share and you could see from regular people. Again, we are doing this to avoid or remove institutional care and to allow people to recover in their home, providing them peace of mind and peace of mind for their family. So, with that said, peace of mind for their family, sometimes one of the best people to talk to is the family members, the children, because it's they who are going to bear this tremendous financial, emotional burden, problem in their life. And I've seen many times where the children would get together, or even if it's one, and say, Sal, this is not a problem. I'll pay it. I'll pay it because it gives me total peace of mind. And it's very affordable. So why not? And it is different than long-term care insurance. If you know anything about long-term care insurance, it's very expensive. And you have to use it or lose it. And the premiums, as they're called, go up almost every year because it's been miscalculated by the insurance carrier when it was started back in 1978 or 80. I recall selling one of the first in 1985 with CNA in Genworth. So it's very costly, and you have to qualify medically with long-term care insurance. It isn't a given. You have to pass an exam. If you have any problems with your back or anything, you're disqualified. So, as you can see here, there is one step away from needing this kind of care, as my dog is starting to bark. Anyway, so let me give you a summary. We'll move along. For those that might not have seen it, what are we providing for people in home? Meal planning, assistance with dressing, bathing, toileting, hygiene, grooming, laundry, ironing, changing the bedding, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, monitoring diets, food expirations, medication reminders, driving them where they need to go, doctor appointments, friends' homes, shopping, right? So it's a built-in lifetime retail value that at the base level, assuming a $25 an hour charge by a care provider, it's like $250,000 of money that's available to them to be taken care of at home. Now, we said earlier that there's choices of service. Here they are. A person who enrolls can tap into agency hours. Agency hours means that True Freedom has contracted agencies, licensed, board certified, appointed agencies, and certified aides that would come to the home to provide non-medical home care. And traditionally, that happens for up to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and there are the times. That's standard. And these agencies come in and they do all of this for people as we know of, right? So that's one option. So if somebody needs care, just one phone call to this company is all that's required to get care provided immediately or as close to immediately as possible from an appointed agency. Who are they? Here are some of them, not all of them. You might have heard of some, right? Everybody heard of visiting angels, right? So, and there are more always contracting with the company, because if there is none in the area, the company has a program to reach out to them and contract with them. The second choice a person has is anytime hours. Now, this is truly unique. This option gives the member, which they're known as, the freedom to choose a trusted friend or a neighbor, someone not living in the same home and not a relative, to provide essential care assistance. We've seen this many times where Mary next door has always stopped over to see Jane and has spent hours every day with Jane, just taking care of her, playing cards with her, going shopping for her. And Jane feels bad because she feels like she should give something back to Mary. But it's a very cumbersome type of a situation to go through. But not here, because anytime service is available any day of the week and during any and all hours, including weekends. So I think what's important to know, and overnight, to supply living care. But in this case, their neighbor, in that case, Mary, is compensated to spend the time with their friend. And that compensation comes from True Freedom directly to Jane, the person who's getting care, being taken care of. And then Jane chooses to do what she feels is right to do to compensate Mary. Does that make sense? So they have a choice to either use agency or anytime care. All they do is make one phone call. Now, I need to talk about how this works. It's 12:37. We have about a half hour. There are various hours that people select. Okay, maybe this slide shouldn't be here first, but let me explain it. There are levels of service. And they begin with a monthly fee. And for that monthly fee, you choose bundles of hours. And those monthly fees start at $95 and they go up $95 a month, and it goes up to $495 a month. Obviously, if you choose $495 a month, you're choosing the platinum plan and you get 10,000 lifetime hours. So I'm going to go to the next screen here, just kind of move away from that. I want to go to here, right here, and talk about the four various levels. There's a bronze from the bottom up, silver, gold, and platinum. And what a person is doing is they're electing to buy future care hours. Big difference. Long-term care insurance, you don't buy hours. you buy a pot of money and see how long that money lasts. Here, you buy hours in advance. Now, the great news here is that the price that you pay for this monthly fee doesn't go up, or at least has never gone up. But yet, the cost of care has gone up. So you could see such a great inflation hedge built in just by this alone. So bronze is $95 a month, and that supplies 1,500 lifetime hours. Silver is $145 a month, and that's 3,000. Gold is $249 a month, I think it is, and that's 9,000 hours, or 6,500 hours, or 7,500, pardon me. And platinum is $495 a month, and it is 10,000 lifetime hours. So obviously, it could take a lifetime to exhaust these hours, because as we said earlier, people don't stay straight through needing care. They go off care, they come back on. But it's great to know that these hours have been booked and put in the pocket long ago. See, and there's a savings upon enrollment. There's a 5% discount annual membership if they pay annual instead of monthly. There's a 10% dual discount for each spouse or partner. And then there's a 15% discount below those member fees if they pay annual and it is a partner plan. Now, one of the things that they offer, which is great, is what happens if I don't need care? Well, these plans people stay on forever. Long-term care, if you don't know anything about it, it's not like other types of products or insurance. People never drop their long-term care plans. They just don't. The smart people get it and they realize it. It's like gold to them. So here's an example of what would happen and the discount that's offered, which is fantastic. So if a person chooses a silver plan, okay, and it's $175 a month, I might not have said that correctly before, and they don't go on service, they don't make that phone call. The second year, they're going to receive a discount. It will be $157.50 a month. And if they don't use it again in the third year, it will be $140 a month. And at the fourth year, $122.50. By the fifth year, it has been reduced to $105 a month, and it will stay at that price forever until the day comes where they may potentially need to call in for care. And when that day does come, it will revert back to $175 a month. One thing to say is that people have asked, do they still make this payment if they're receiving care? The answer is yes. And you want them to, because you're going to receive a commission and a residual income from this. Okay. So let's see, we'll move along here. This talks about the 5% discount, the 10%, we talked about that. So how sweet that is. The gold plan is 6,000 lifetime hours, $295 a month. The platinum, 10,000, $475 a month. And it is discounted down to 40% by the end of the fourth year to the fifth year, should they never have called in for care or service. One of the great things about this is you want them to call you. You want to know what's going on in that family. You see, the more we stay in touch with people, the more opportunities open up, the more you have a chance to get to know what's happening and to do what it is you do best and have your finger on the pulse of the property that may be involved. Is that making sense? You could put it in the chat box if it is. If there's something I should ask you or you have a question about, I'll take a minute here to give you an opportunity to ask a question. If you want to speak about it, that's fine also. So Felicia says, yes, makes sense. Yep. And Faith says, yes, that makes sense. And I think other people got involved with a different link, and that's why they're not here, and they're very angry. So I have to make sure I get this to everyone. because it was almost 200. So it says great lead generation model. Absolutely, Terry. I've been in the game a long time. Look, I said earlier, I'm a financial planner, I'm an insurance agent, I'm a real estate agent. I really don't care. It's a matter of what does it take to create opportunity and have discussions with people and open more doors of opportunity with them. You cannot continually, in my eyes, say, hey, next time you need to buy or sell, or you know anyone looking to buy or sell property, here's my card. Duh. We need to come at them differently, educated. We need to come at them with something that's pressing in their lives, something that stands out that will separate you and me from the rest of the people trying to figure things out. So I'm glad you agree with that. Okay. So I'm going to talk about compensation because it's part of it and to do well with it. And I really would prefer to deal and work with people who get it and want to do something like this. Now, I offer a probate avoidance package. This is off the side here. It helps families avoid probate by getting them a revocable family living trust within a complete comprehensive estate plan package done from the comfort of their home, thanks to you, the realtor, whose name is plastered on every page as you're answering the questions. And they get that complete package, the client does, for $600, thanks to you. And you make a commission of about $150 on every estate plan. If you're interested in that, let me know. But my point is, I must have close to 500 real estate agents involved. But I can even count on a hand how many really get it and use it to their advantage for marketing. That's building estate planning. And I'm also working with the Legacy Leader Network, which you could find on Workplace. If you're not a member, you should be. And I do some other work with the Money Multiplier team, the Money Multiplier EXP Millionaire Workplace page, which is teaching people how to become their own bank. Because people can have money, but they don't know what to do with it, and then they just let it drift away. So becoming your own bank plugs up all the holes in the bucket. But let's get back to this. So here are your 4 levels: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And here are the plan fees, annual fee. Okay. Now, before I go forward, I might have left out a couple of things here. I did. So let me explain to you the exclusion, because this is important. People, agents have said, I love it. I know someone right now that's home that needs care. Can this work for them? Unfortunately, the answer is no. The only exclusion that will disallow anyone from becoming a member and qualifying and banking these future care hours are those people, no matter what age, who are not currently receiving care or seem to be needing care in the near future. And something came up that is allowing them to think about this. And you, as what we would call a field underwriter, and an underwriter means you're just looking at the exposure here to determine whether or not they are going to be calling in for care in the near future. If they are planning to do so, they would not be the people that should be getting this, because you have to understand that if anybody signed up for anything, insurance works this way. If people paid a premium today and tomorrow they all put claims in, and there was not enough reserves to satisfy all future claims that could happen overnight, like a run on the bank, the company will not have the reserves to satisfy those people who really need care, right? So it makes sense. So there is a window, and that window is an attestation on the contract that that person, that member, prospective member, understands that they really do not need care. They're not likely to need care. They realize that this is something they're going to put away for that day that will come for their partner or themselves, and they're thankful they did it. Now, this does not mean that something catastrophically cannot happen to them by accident tomorrow. Yes, that can happen. And in those cases, they would be able to qualify for care. But if that is not the case, there is a 90-day period that kind of helps guide you to say, hey, how likely is it that you or your spouse is going to be calling in for care in the next 3 months? And if the answer is pretty likely, they're not a candidate. Go somewhere else. Look for someone else. It's not going to happen. Okay. So that's the only exclusion. Other than that, everybody can participate in this. But the idea behind this, again, and Terry brought it up, this is fantastic marketing. Because if you positioned yourself with someone like me, a financial advisor, an attorney, a estate planning attorney, right? Or a CPA, or someone else who could buddy up with you so that you're not the one that's talking about this subject, but you're the one hosting it. You're the one that's bringing value to a community of 25 or 50 people. I know it happens because it's happened already. Out of 25 people, there'll be 10 people that come up to you to say, can you help me with my long-term care plan? This is great. How do I get started for $95 a month? And by the way, $95 a month is the low level plan. Most people choose the bronze, the silver and gold plan, which provide them more hours and costs a little bit more money, but it's nothing in comparison to the savings that they will have instead of paying it out of pocket and protecting their assets from claims of creditors, Medicaid. I can go down the line and talk the estate protection language too. So they see the value and you get paid a commission. So let's talk about that. You get paid an upfront commission. It's paid as earned, which means if they pay, silver level 145 a month, and they pay that monthly, you will be getting 40%. I don't think you see it there. No, maybe you do. You will be receiving 40%. Yeah, there it is, of their monthly payment. Or if they pay annual, we have a lot of people that do that. They put it on a credit card and they have the credit card pay it annually. They get that discount and you get paid the annual amount. So if it's the silver amount, it's $2,000, right? And so just do the math, 1995 times 40%, that's your commission. And then you will receive the following year an 8%, and it's only for people that see this video, by the way, because then it goes back down to 5%. So you know. And it's people that see the video within a 3-day period too. So if you want the 8%, we'll get it to you. We'll give you until Monday. Otherwise, it's 5% renewal. But these renewals add up every year. And so you will receive 40% on the initial payment, 8% yearly renewal for however long they keep it. Now, what you see here is a schematic that I put together showing a what if. What if you found a husband and wife, one a month? Nobody can force you to do it. You could do 20 a month if you want. You could do community rooms and do 50 a month if you want. But it's very lucrative. So if you just found two people a month, that's 24 a year. And this is based on what the company sees as the averages that people purchase, right? At the levels, various levels. That's almost $60,000 right there in the first year of membership. And your income would be $24,000. And you would bank $4,700 for the following year. And so if this trend continued, you would see your yearly renewals continue to exponentially grow, assuming you never do anything after the 5th year. That's what this is telling me, that you would be able to receive a lifetime income of $34,498 a year after the 5th year, assuming you do no further sales. And if this is not totally accurate, I have to make some changes, but you get the idea. This is exponential growth, residual passive income that will continue for life, and they don't stop. And if they do stop paying, guess what that is? That's another opportunity to say, hello, what changed? Did someone pass away? Is there anything that we need to do with the property at this point? Doesn't that make sense? If it makes sense, give me a high five. If it doesn't, okay, I get it. So senior home care is true freedom. Be prepared for your future as well. You should have this. You should have this for yourself and for your family. Tremendous peace of mind, and you do get paid the commission on your own plan, by the way. Now, there's probably a lot more to discuss, but what happens is if you're interested, what you need to do is you need to go to, you can email me, as you see there is an email address. You can find me on Workplace if you're with EXP. That's my phone number. You could jot it down, follow up with me. What happens is I send you a agreement. It's a very short agreement. You know, it's online. You could just print it out or whatever, sign it, get it back. We get you a code number. This code number that you have will provide commission payments to you anytime somebody enrolls. Now, there is digital online e-app. You do have your own link for that, but it is not something that you could expect people to be signing up on their own without you, which is good. You do want to know what's going on. You do want to hear from them. You do need to qualify them, but it is pretty simple. You do get a branded video after your first member. You do get access to testimonial videos. You do get access to the Dr. Marion Summers testimonial. You do get access to marketing materials. So you have all of that in the back office for you. You do get the ability to attend weekly trainings that's held by the company. This is something I'm doing separately, but you have the founders of the company. I think it's every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern for 20 minutes, just reviewing things, reviewing as much as they can, and answering your questions. I'm here to help answer your questions as well. There will be questions. So that really kind of wraps up what it is. I think I might have left out a few things. If you want to unmute yourself, if you have time and you want to ask a question, now would be a good time. Anyone? Okay. So if there are no questions, I want to say thank you. I'm here to help you market this. If there's any other marketing that you heard me say that you're interested in, I'm happy to help you do that. If you know anyone who needs any kind of product or planning for themselves, you can always reach out to me. Okay. So with that said, took about an hour. Thank you for being with us, everyone, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again sometime down the road.